everybody, welcome to the MrLEDiecast show. Today we've got another 25 we're going to pick out of the bin. Got the diorama all set up. Here is one of the newer customs that I've done. We've gotten a lot of customs done in the last 2 months, but I haven't really shown too many off. So we've got plenty to start off each show with for a little bit. This one obviously is one of the what is this, the Astrovan? I forgot the name of this one already. I'll have the name of that original casting down below. This one had been sitting around for quite a while, and it was the yellow and black. It was just the two colors, but I painted in the flames on the front, and then I played with some weathering compounds that I just picked up and had some fun with it. I also kind of chewed away at the interior to fit this new engine in there, which I like. I think the drive belt would get in the way. We got to deal with that somewhere down the road, but yeah, it turned out pretty good. I like it. So we're going to dive into grab us 25 cars. I'm going to rank them. You can disagree with that all you want. We'll be right back. All right, I'm going to dive in here. We got some questions about how this was getting refilled. Some folks thought I was just putting the same cars back in. I'm really not, but I also don't have any way of proving that I'm not. So I'm not going to put any new cars in the bin, and we're going to go until this bin is completely empty. I've started filling up another bin over here with other cars, but this one, we're just going to go until this is completely empty. And then maybe in the last 3 videos or something, we'll just give away all the cars. We'll do something fun when we get down to the bottom of this. All right. Well, now let's grab some cars. So I'm just going to grab some cars off the top here and in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab some down here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I didn't get very many that time. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Need 5 more. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those can go back in. And I got 5. All right, I'm going to go ahead and order these, figure out which ones we like best. I can already see a few contenders, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I've got these in the order I think they should be in. We're going to get started pretty quick. We'll go through the first 10 or so pretty quickly because these are my least favorite. So, starting off at number 25 is this a big old beast. I don't know anything about it. It's a little no-name, big old tractor, but not a lot of details on it. It's kind of just a big blocky yellow thing. Looks like it had some little pistons there that worked with this scoop, and but they've broken a long time ago. There's the bottom on it. It is a... Oh, it does have a name on it. That's unusual. An MP 375 bulldozer. 376 bulldozer. But I don't know anything about it, and that one is probably going to get donated. Next up, another disappointing series. Not that that's probably big expected, but that is the Minion Deora. This one from 2017. I did not notice this when I bought it, but the surfboards are now part of the casting. I don't know if we've seen another Deora since this one. I hope that's not the way that they stay, but I have a feeling that they might. I'm going to adjust my lighting here. Give me just a second. That's not good. Let me check my lighting. I think that will work a little bit better for us. Let's give that a try. So we've got that Deora. Nah, not excited about that. This little guy it's a Z car. This little scraper, it's in kind of bad condition, certainly not to scale. but it is a Z car. I'll show you on the bottom here. And I do not remember Z's relationship with Xylomex. I don't remember if that's what they called the company when it later down the road. It's a scraper, or if it's a totally different company. I seem to remember there was some sort of relationship. Anyways, a Z car. It's got two different wheels on it too. Kind of interesting. Anyways, only made it third from the bottom. This little guy might have been higher if the competition wasn't so stiff. This strange little fella. He is, I'm going to change my angle there a little bit. He is a Cyclops. That is the first edition Cyclops from 2006. A fun little fantasy car. We didn't see a lot of Cyclops when he came out. You sometimes see that engine used on Kustoms. Next up, the 2017 Solid Muscle. I do like the paint on this. I'm just not crazy about the casting. I guess it could have. Yeah, we could debate where this guy lands, but it does have the canisters in the back. A fun car. Hate those wheel hubs on it. Absolutely hate them. My least favorite. Everything looks bad with those on them. Next up, we've got a Ford GT Mustang. This guy from 2000, I want to say 17. I really don't remember. And this one, another pretty nice car. It's just the competition got a little steep. Not my favorite color either. I think even though those rims are plenty, realistic, you can see those rims on this car. When the rims are on these cars that are kind of flat colored, it makes them look a little bit cheaper, I think. They tend to look a little bit more like a generic model, not a Hot Wheels. Next up, 71 Dodge Charger. This one with an odd paint job. It'll probably show up with my lighting here, but this paint turns pink with the highlights. I'm not fond of that. Pink is fine. I just don't like my red to turn into pink. So this one probably one that would normally score a little bit better. That one from 2011, by the way. All right, now we're getting into some that were a little bit harder to choose. This one, not my favorite model, but this one does have a fun story. This is the Sweet 16. This came in an Avon 5-pack, this particular coloring. At first I thought it was a Christmas car because it's got some kind of snowflake-like designs there. But that came in an Avon 3-pack, and the 3-pack was called the Vintage Hot Rod series. These Avon cars are kind of fun. They are not particularly hard to find, but Avon did put out some packs of Hot Wheels, and I'm assuming that's because as people are picking out their Avon products, well, you could pick up something for the kids too. Grandma could pick up some Christmas presents or something at the same time. Oh, I didn't point it out, but the back door of this one, if I can get it right there, the back, or the trunk opens and closes on that. So, okay, on to our next one. You probably saw it there a little bit. This is a 36 cord. We have seen this one before on the show. This is the 2000 version. If I remember right, there are some solid green ones with some slight differences that all look about the same as this one. But this one from the Virtual Collection 2000 mainlines. We've got a 56 Ford up next. This one did come in a lot of different colors. Another 2011 model. I keep meaning to do some of these for Kustoms. I really like this model. I would do something different with the engine, I think, but it does have a great big kind of opening for an engine there if you wanted to customize it. Lots of fun things you could do with that grill, obviously. It just looks like a fun car to customize, but I haven't yet. So, 56 Ford from 2011. We've got a Johnny Lightning. I think this is a Nomad. Give me just a second. It doesn't say. I'm going to call this a Nomad. Oh, it says it on the back. Okay, just found it. So that is a Muscle Machines Nomad. Don't know the year or the collection on it. It does say Nomad on the back there. Chevy Nomad. And there's the bottom. This one, oh, it does have rubber tires on it. I've mentioned it before, but I picked up a lot of these Muscle Machines for the tires for Kustoms. I have used a few, but these tires are really difficult to use. They have a really large axle, hard to cut without heating up the axle and melting the tires, at least the way I can cut them with like a Dremel. Heats up the axles, the tire rims melt around that hot axle, and then you just kind of have a mess that's not always worth it to me. So also you got to kind of create a little contraption to hold the new axles in place if you're resizing them. Maybe we'll do a video on that process someday. Next we got a 63 T-Bird. This one was the 5-hole version. That's in my notes. This one came with a couple different rims. That's the 5-hole rim version. I do like this model. It's heavier than you think. It's all metal. Metal base, metal body. That is the first edition of that particular car. This one always catches my eye though when I see it. Pretty cool car. It looks like it just belongs in that scene. Little country road somewhere. We've got a 64 Lincoln Continental from 2015 next, but the Zamac version. This car does not look like it would do well on this road in real life. This is the Zamac version. Not crazy at all about that bright, ugly green interior. That seems totally unnecessary. You paint that, make it better right off the bat, but everything else about it I like. I like the design. I like that Zamac. Zamac, for those that don't know, that's the unpainted metal. So it's just the zinc. What does Zamac stand for? Zinc, aluminum, something compound. Anyways, it's a cheap metal compound. And those are cars that are just not painted. They have the clear cone on top of them to protect them, but not painted. Alright, next up we've got a Panade GTR 1. This one is pretty old, from 1998. This was a car that showed up a lot of the time around then. A very nice one. It does have some 1990s graphics on it. Lots of swirls and paint squiggles and things like that. We got a lot of that in the 1990s versions of these cars. But a pretty nice car. Alright, are we in the top 10 yet? Nope, this is 11. Almost top 10. Making it almost to the top 10 is this 1970 GTO Judge from 2011. I do like the paint on this one. It gets kind of lost in this scene with all the green. But that is a pretty cool car. I like these GTO Judges. Of course, I like the 70 Muscle Machine cars. They always tend to make it pretty high on my list. Next up, we've got a Flying Customs Mustang Funny Car. That guy, that is a heavy, heavy car from 2012. Again, part of the Flying Customs series. Flying Customs series, not my favorite series. I didn't think there was a lot of great cars in that one. And I don't know if this one would make the great cars. These are good for the track. Has some nice wheels on it. Does lift up. You'd expect a funny car to do that. That is number 10. Number 11. This one's probably not going to be most people's. Or I said number 11. It's number 9. That's Turbulence. That is one of my favorite fantasy cars. I really like this one because there's a big old footprint on it to put graphics on. This one's graphics are not my favorite of this group of cars. The Max. There, it does have the 5-hole wheels. That Turbulence, I don't have a date on it, but that one's pretty early. I'm going to guess that's either early 2000s or late 90s. Might be from a 5-pack, don't remember. Alright, next an A100 Dodge truck. This is the Matchbox version. Boy, these got scooped up when they were out there. This one, we've also seen this in a Hot Wheels version lately. This one really does look nice. It's got the right rims on it. Really nice graphics. Don't like the red interior much at all. Don't like that little hole in the back much at all. I was going to say, did I put that hole in the back? That looks like something I would do. I think it came that way. And yeah, nice little car. That one coming in at number 8. Number 7, I have always liked this car and the gray variation of the same car. I just like the graphics on that. That one is a Charger, right? Challenger. Dodge Challenger Concept. That one I believe is 2011, but I'm guessing. And there was a gray Kmart exclusive version on this one that came out. I also like it. I think the gray was the Kmart exclusive. Pretty sure that's right. It was one or the other, but really do like that one. All right. We have seen this series before, and they are always ranked pretty high. This one's one of my least favorites from that series, and that is Hero City. I'm trying to find the name. There it is. It is the Captain Cop motorcycle. The Hero City line of Matchbox cars, a line Matchbox would probably like to forget. I won't let them. I think these are really fun. They were released with the main lines that year, and there were quite a few of these little character cars, I guess you call them, where they had these big hats, and they were from a TV series that came out. A lot of these little cars never survived very well. You don't see them much. They don't tend to be worth much, but don't see them much either, so they're kind of hard to find. All right, I don't know the story on this next one. It is number 5. It's a station wagon. It's an Oldsmobile station wagon, and it's from Matchbox, and I cannot figure out the year on that one. So that one, a very nice one. This one was a contender for number 1. There were 5 here that I had to decide. I just like everything about this one. I remember when I saw it, it even looked like it didn't belong. It still has little dogs in the window. This is an old casting, or at least is a throwback idea to an old casting. I don't have the old one to compare it to, but it's got the little dogs in the window just like the old one used to. The old one used to have this roof would slide back and forth, and I don't remember there being a sunroof, so that's the newer casting. But very nice, some nice rim work there with the silver trim and the faux wood down there at the bottom. That is pretty nice. All right, next up we've got a Land Rover Defender double cab. That one from Hot Wheels, not very old, that one. Just came out a few cases ago. I do like this one. I believe there is a different color of this one out now that I do not have. This one, I just like everything about it. They did a really nice job with the details. I like that they have the fenders poking through from that black interior. I think that looks really neat. I like that. So, Land Rover Defender. I would have liked these snorkels to be a little extra piece. It would have been cool if they could have run that through from the black up there from the cab. That one from 2018, by the way. So this one I didn't have any information on, but I believe this is a treasure hunt. I've totally forgotten the name. I'll take a look at that in a second. It's not... No, it's not Sweet 16. It's not Power Pipes. Rat Bomb. That's what it is. That is Rat Bomb, and that is a treasure hunt from back in the day when when treasure hunts had rubber tires. I was lucky enough at a convention. Somebody was packing up and leaving, and they dumped a lot of these old treasure hunts for just $1. So I grabbed as many of them as I could, and I'm pretty sure that's where this one came from. A lot of details on this. It's got the treasure hunt symbol there on the back, or at least the old symbol. A lot of detail there in the bed. Multicolored engine. I mean, they did a good job on this. Rubber tires. A lot of these bite the dust for their tires. This one would be a candidate for that. I like those tires. Well, I'll keep them intact for a while anyways. Second on our list, did not make the win. This one is a TransMetropolitan. I've always been fascinated by this car. This one from, no, I said a TransMetropolitan. That's a comic book. I'm sorry. It's a Nash Metropolitan. Start over. It's a Nash Metropolitan. This one, the Metro Rail Nash Metropolitan. This one from Larry's Garage. You can see the little kind of signature thing down there. Larry's Garage right there. And it is the Metro Rail. I had a friend in high school whose dad drove one of these. And the real car doesn't have this long piece on it. The real car stops like right about here. And I've always wanted to do a custom where I can cut off that front end and just put it in there and make a real Nash Metropolitan. I think that would be really cool. Instead of this kind of hot rodded out one with the stretched front. But that is not our winner. No, sir. Our winner is coming up next, and that is the Porsche 368A Outlaw, and you will recognize that from a recent series of which, no, I just remembered. It was the air-cooled series. I'm pretty sure that's where this one came from. The premium air-cooled series. This was, I think, the only one I picked up. I really like this model. You've heard me mention it. It's been out now in about 4 or 5 different color variations. I just really, really like that model. They've done a great job with that. Out of all the variations on that, that might be my favorite car if you include all the variations in it. I like it. So that is our number 1 car for today, folks. You can agree or disagree down below. Fill in any of the blanks. Fix anything that I got wrong. That's what this show's all about. And I will see you in the next one, folks. See you later. Bye-bye.